I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start. But as we saw, he came to my ears and whispered, "Please be easy on me." He thought I'm Mike Tyson and I will follow his script 40 seconds after I broke the clown's jaw. We are boxers, not content creators.
Like, they're suing me for something I didn't do. It's just the most bullshit thing. And I literally had to pay them a lot of fucking money.
So here's what went down. Jake Paul's situation just went from bad to catastrophic because this isn't about absorbing a knockout anymore. He's looking straight at a Netflix lawsuit that could demolish everything he's built in boxing. This feels unreal, but let's track backwards because moments before legal papers started flying, this was pitched as his ultimate credibility moment. Now that same evening seems to have revealed sketchy contracts, inflated egos, and a business strategy that chose volume over substance.
I heard that Gervonta Davis was being very difficult to work with and Netflix was just waiting for a reason.
Yeah, we think he broke his jaw. He's fine. We met with Netflix afterwards. He took a shower. He drove himself to the hospital. A broken jaw is very common in sports, particularly in boxing or MMA, and I think the recovery time from the
Jake Paul getting hit with Netflix legal action isn't some side story. This is what happens when a billion-dollar streaming giant realizes they gambled on unpredictability and received pure pandemonium. You could sense it the second the Joshua bout wrapped up, because this wasn't supposed to be influencer theater. This was marketed as legitimate heavyweight commerce with referees, medical staff, board members, and worldwide attention focused. When that type of operation feels humiliated, it doesn't post angry tweets, it files lawsuits.
Anthony Joshua didn't throw a single straight right hand for 6 rounds.
Consider how rapidly everything shifted, because 60 seconds earlier, Jake strutted in with his fearless persona cranked to maximum. Then suddenly executives are supposedly questioning why the event they funded imploded into emergency room clips and scrapped matches. What should make your skin crawl is the rumors suggesting Netflix's expectations and reality were completely misaligned. Someone in this mess definitely knows more than they're admitting.
I was like, wow, that was nice. I was on the ground, I was like, that was a good shot.
Did he surprise you with his power?
To be honest, no, but I mean,
Anthony Joshua didn't simply defeat Jake Paul. He stripped away every protective barrier. With those barriers gone, every previous guarantee got scrutinized under intense examination because Joshua wasn't some washed-up celebrity or gimmick matchup. He was a legitimate heavyweight destroyer the instant Jake started retreating instead of attacking. You witnessed the fear creeping in methodically, quietly, and permanently.
Looks like Jake Paul's trying to bait him into something, but he's the one that's hit the canvas twice in this round. Incredible.
This moment showcased how the skill difference became a public slaughter because Joshua never shifted out of cruise control. That reality is chilling because it proves the threat was managed, not random. When a champion selects strategy over entertainment, it reveals he already knows how this ends and is just choosing his timing. That timing struck in round 5 like a sledgehammer.
I love this shit and I'm gonna come back and get a world championship belt at some point.
Are you surprised you went 6 rounds with the former 2-time unified heavyweight champion?
Honestly, I'm not surprised. I just got tired, to be honest.
The impact was overwhelming. 2 knockdowns didn't just floor Jake, they shattered the fantasy because those weren't fluky connections. They represented exhaustion, terror, and systematic breakdown. Anyone claiming otherwise is completely delusional. By the 6th round, it wasn't about heart anymore. It was about human limits, and flesh always reveals truth even when marketing refuses to.
I'm a little fucked up, but will you take care of me forever and ever?
I'm sorry talking crap to age here. I won't be talking to you.
I think I pissed him off. What were you yelling? I was just saying fuck him.
The fractured jaw transformed everything because you can't joke away surgical hardware, and you can't hashtag your way past bone reconstruction. Watching Jake attempt to convert hospital documentation into social media material was when the audience abandoned him because earned confidence looks nothing like borrowed confidence. This suddenly felt stolen from a system that finally fought back.
Yeah, I was talking. But I just pissed him off. Then he broke my brother's jaw. Yeah, oh, he broke his jaw.
Yeah?
You don't care. Jake's having a fucking blast.
We'll see him back again for sure?
Yeah.
Here's the explosive issue everyone's avoiding. Netflix didn't just forfeit one fight event, they supposedly forfeited their entire planned timeline because the canceled Gervonta Davis matchup wasn't speculation. It was foundation-level planning with marketing campaigns, corporate partnerships, and revenue forecasts already locked in. When that gets canceled without consultation, streaming platforms don't label it creative freedom. They label it contract violation. Now, answer me this.
Look, it wasn't the best performance. It wasn't the best. The end goal was to get Jake Paul, pin him down, and hurt him.
I've been wondering something. A $100 million legal case doesn't emerge from misunderstandings. It emerges from deliberate action, and the term intentional appearing in these reports should terrify anyone who comprehends binding agreements because intentional means you understood the fallout and proceeded regardless. If that gets established, it doesn't just damage Jake, it contaminates his credibility with every major promoter watching silently.
Thank you very much. I'm here with the winner, Anthony Joshua. Anthony, congratulations on the win. How would you describe that fight?
Well, first of all, I want to give love to the crowd, everyone that came out. I really do appreciate everyone in this venue.
Question this honestly. Why would a corporation like Netflix destroy a relationship that lucrative unless something backstage went catastrophically wrong? This can't be accidental because the confidence disappeared immediately. Suddenly the story pivoted from boxing to legal documents, and when lawyers replace fighters, the war is already over.
Because it's a civil lawsuit and it's just allegations, it's not criminal, so there must be some.
This is where the destruction intensifies because losing to Joshua could be survived, but losing platform trust is toxic. Sponsors don't announce their departure, they disappear. Future negotiations become colder, more distant, more brutal. Once you're branded as unreliable, that reputation follows you regardless of your fan base size.
Jake Paul, he's done really well tonight. I want to give him his props. He got up time and time again. It was difficult in there for him, but he kept on trying to find a...
Something else keeps bothering me about how composed Joshua appeared afterwards because relaxed victors don't feel endangered. Scared people don't file lawsuits, they move forward. But Netflix didn't move forward, they attacked back, suggesting this isn't about pride. It's about authority slipping and someone attempting to reclaim it before additional secrets emerge.
I don't like it. Even Anthony Joshua had some class and, apologized to me.
Did he really?
Yeah. He worked his way through the crowd and came up to me and said, "Mom, just know it's just boxing.
It's the fight game.
It's just the fight game."
Don't overlook the speculation about other fighters causing problems, because when multiple personalities start connecting to the same controversy, it typically means contracts were pushed beyond breaking points. One failure revealed stress fractures everywhere. When one deal collapses, others get examined word by word for legal protection. The most frightening aspect is this situation feels incomplete because courtroom battles extend indefinitely. Evidence gathering gets messy, and when private emails, messages, and internal communications get exposed publicly, carefully crafted stories crumble instantly. If Jake believes this ends with news coverage, he's completely misreading the situation because this could become much uglier before resolution arrives. Absorb this tension because the fight didn't conclude in round 6, it just relocated, and now the heat isn't coming from heavyweight power punches. It's coming from corporate accountability and legal precision, and those forces don't tire out. They persist until something shatters, and I suspect we haven't witnessed the final breakdown yet. What truly resonates after everything is understanding that the Joshua fight wasn't the root cause. It was the catalyst, because structures don't crumble from single impacts, unless they were already compromised. Everything surrounding Jake Paul's boxing empire had been stressed to maximum capacity long before that evening. The swagger versus skill disconnect threads through every detail because swagger can generate ticket sales and media buzz, but skill is what maintains partner stability. The moment Joshua revealed that disconnect, every stakeholder stopped wondering how massive the next spectacle could become and started calculating damage control expenses. There's a fundamental difference between losing an athletic competition and sabotaging corporate strategy because athletes lose constantly. However, when a fighter becomes central to platform planning, their individual choices suddenly create company-wide consequences. Netflix didn't join boxing for excitement or unpredictability. They joined for reliable returns at massive scale. Gambling on an unstable personality only succeeds while that instability remains contained within competition and doesn't leak into agreements, timelines, and advertiser trust. This situation intensifies because Jake wasn't marketed as an experimental long shot. He was marketed as foundational infrastructure, connecting traditional boxing with contemporary viewers. When infrastructure fails, nobody remembers how impressive it looked during construction. The Joshua fight destroyed the myth that Jake could guarantee results through training intensity alone. The lawsuit threatens something more fundamental: his ability to control public perception after disasters, because legal processes ignore narrative management and marketing spin. Once attorneys engage, momentum stops, and that stagnation destroys combat sports where forward motion equals value, because fighters require certainty for training camps, fighters need security for career planning, and fans need confidence to remain invested. Another harsh reality is wealth protected Jake from honest self-assessment. Protection breeds danger because delayed consequences prevent complete learning, creating cycles of escalating the same gambles at higher stakes. Joshua represented his athletic peak, but Netflix represents his commercial peak. Colliding with both simultaneously demands a reckoning that can't be resolved through publicity stunts or social media management. There's also evolution happening in crossover boxing perception, because viewers increasingly distinguish between spectacle and authenticity, and once that boundary solidifies, future events can't easily blur those lines again. What's remarkable is how rapidly discussion shifted from questioning Jake's bravery to questioning his dependability, because bravery involves opinion, but dependability is absolute. You either deliver or you don't. The lawsuit recontextualizes the Joshua defeat as evidence of broader dysfunction rather than isolated failure. Patterns drive corporate decisions, not individual mistakes. This entire episode reveals how little flexibility exists once operations expand, because independence at small scales becomes recklessness when hundreds of millions get invested. There's an important message for fighters pursuing influence. Influence amplifies failures equally with victory. The higher your position, the less tolerance exists for chaos. Jake's identity was built on disruption, but disruption without foundation eventually alienates the same partners who enabled growth. That's his current dilemma. Boxing remembers business conduct permanently. Reputations form both inside rings and inside boardrooms, where future opportunities get decided quietly. Even if legal issues resolve positively, perception damage persists, because promoters and platforms remember who complicated their operations, especially when alternatives exist. This moment feels incomplete because it exists where athletics, entertainment, and corporate authority intersect. Those intersections rarely create simple resolution. Jake's next decision matters more than any social media post, because it will demonstrate whether he grasps what he's confronting or still believes attention can replace credibility. Right now, the most significant